I have some exciting news I've been dying to share. If this is your first time to my channel, thank you for checking us out. If you're already part of the community, welcome back. I mentioned recently that I had some big updates to come, and the main big news item is that we've moved. And where did we move to? If you've been following my channel, you might be able to guess. We've moved to Arlington, and we could not be happier. Why did we choose Arlington? There are several reasons. We could keep it simple and just say that I grew up here, and I've been wanting the same school system and community spirit, the same parks and activities that I had when I was a kid for my own daughters. So I've been wanting to come back here for quite some time. You could also say it's because I've been making so many Arlington videos, and every time there's a new article talking about how Arlington's the healthiest place, the safest place, the happiest place, reading all those articles, seeing Arlington come in as number 1, number 2, number 3 on all of those lists, usually number 1, did give me a little encouragement each time to go ahead and try to make the effort to make that change and make the move to Arlington. It has been a long time coming. So the reason why we did move to Arlington was a little of those reasons, but primarily it's for the schools and the parks. And I cannot tell you how happy we were to have made this decision. It's me and my 2 little girls, and what you often hear and what I've seen sometimes in action is kids who will excel anywhere. However, over the last several years, with the neighborhood we were in and the school that we were going to, that my daughters were going to, that just seemed not to be the case. While both of my daughters excelled early on in specific ways, over time, they were almost backsliding each year. And what I found is that while the teachers and staff were amazing, and I can actually attest to that personally, I spent a term as the PTA president, so I got to know many of them very well during that time. And they all truly try their best and hope to be able to help every student achieve all that they can. In the system that they're in the structure, they don't have the resources, the time, the means, the energy to bring along all of the students, if that makes sense. Sure, if your child is incredibly gifted and just ready to shoot ahead, they will. And if your child needs a lot of extra support, they have the resources to give it to them. However, what seems to be the case is that kids that are just sort of in the middle and maybe excel in some subjects don't get that focused attention to continue to excel and sort of fall back to where the class is, or the things that they are slightly behind in, they aren't able to be brought up to par, to be average with the other class, up to the standards of the state or whatever. They're not getting that focused attention and encouragement in that specific subject. And it just doesn't seem to support the staff and the children the way that they deserve. So the schools were a huge factor. I really wanted to get them into the Arlington school system, which obviously tops the charts. Has been rated number 1 or number 2 in Virginia, has been rated number 1 in the US at times. So that was always a goal. What I knew from my own personal experience going to elementary and middle school in Arlington was that it truly had a different vibe, energy, spirit than what we experienced in our last neighborhood. So it was a pretty easy decision along those lines. The schools just feel much more comfortable here. And I mentioned the parks. The park system is amazing. We moved from a neighborhood that did not have sidewalks. It was a beautiful neighborhood, some large lots, windy roads, things like that. But it didn't have a single park in walking distance. I mean, there was one across a highway if you wanted to do that. But yeah, not a single park in walking distance. So I always found that disheartening. It's really nice to have activities that you can walk to with your children and with your pets. It was particularly stressful during COVID to not have parks nearby that we could enjoy easily and take advantage of. So when it came time for the move, we were ready. We really wanted to be in a neighborhood where we could take our dogs out for a walk on the leash, or my 10-year-old could ride around on her bike as well and feel safe. And it was not easy. The main barrier, of course, is the cost. It is for everyone. It's very expensive, particularly the housing. About 5 years ago, I switched fields from my very successful career in interior design and showroom sales to real estate, which is what I always truly wanted to do. And as a newer agent, I had great success at first during the whole COVID housing availability shortage, where so many people were moving out of the city and into larger homes in the suburbs. I had a great experience as a new realtor. I do have the many years of sales experience, and As an investor myself, I had somewhat of a head start starting in real estate and really hit the ground running. I found there were plenty of buyers out there looking for homes and just needed agents that could give them really good guidance because it was so hard to win a contract during that time period. And I had great success with that as well. So my, years of negotiating in other areas and my background as an investor also helped there. And I was just getting contracts through. So you might be in a list of 40 offers were made on a home. We'd make the right offer. It would be something my client was very happy with as the buyer and still get the seller to agree to. So it was working out really well for the first couple of years. As the market's changed a little bit, it's been a little tougher on me. I don't have the repeat and referral business that many more seasoned realtors do have. I do have some repeat clients, but not many are buying or selling again within 5 years. I am getting a good amount of referrals from my past clients and colleagues, which is wonderful. So I know my past clients are happy and they're speaking my praises, recommending me to family and friends. I love hearing that. And working with my clients' referrals has been amazing as well. I had some other lead sources which completely died that were carrying me through sort of like the beginning stages of my real estate career. And I have my YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel is fantastic. I love it because it seems to get the clients that like me the most, that I like the most, that gel the most with me to reach out, which is wonderful. So it's sort of like if somebody's been watching my channel, they like my videos, they call me, we tend to hit it off right away, and it tends to be just, a really fun work experience. So I do love my YouTube. That's why I do this, because I can get great information out to any of my viewers. And when clients do reach out, it's usually just a fantastic experience. So I always look forward to hearing from my viewers via the comments or text, email, whichever. It's always fun. But as I said, I had other lead sources that were really, really rocking at the beginning during COVID that just fell off the charts. In fact, I took a step back and actually quit one of the platforms I was using, which was a big chunk of my business, because I'd much rather focus on my video marketing, YouTube, go back and get more involved on Instagram again, because of the clients that I get. The ones that do reach out just really are fun to work with, and I do love helping them. So I'd like to focus my business on that. Luckily, my business has really picked up for me over the last few months. So that's been very helpful. Another barrier to our move to Arlington was that we were quite rooted in our old community. Like I said, I had been a PTA president. At one point, I owned 3 houses in the neighborhood. So we had a lot going on that sort of tied us there. And it was tricky for me. As a single mom, having been in a successful career before and then transitioned into a commission-only career path, there was a lot to overcome. In fact, we ended up selling our home in Alexandria before we even had a place tied down here in Arlington. So that made things move quite quickly. We went from getting our home in Alexandria under contract, finding a nice home in one of our top neighborhoods in Arlington, and securing a contract on that. Seemed like a whirlwind. Luckily, I'm in the market, literally, so I do have a really good awareness for what's going on with the market, what's available in Arlington, what's reasonable to expect, of course, and my eyes are open to properties around here all the time. So that certainly did make it easier once I was ready to move forward with everything. But the house that we eventually ended up with, the girls didn't actually see in advance. They'd seen some others. I usually try to keep them pretty aware of what's going on so that they feel comfortable. But I didn't get a chance to show them this one until it was time to move forward with everything. But I could not be happier. From the moment that I drove them into this neighborhood, they were so excited just to see the sidewalks, to see the bike trail, which runs across the street. There's crosswalks everywhere for pedestrians and bikes. They hadn't even seen the park yet, and they were talking about how wonderful this neighborhood was going to be and how they could ride their bikes and everything. It's just wonderful to see their reaction just to seeing the streets itself. But I can't tell you how happy I've been since I've seen them jump into the school system. They have been so excited. We've been welcomed with open arms. It's just been amazing. The teachers and staff have all been so helpful and welcoming. It's truly felt like we were selected. Totally made this decision on our own, but it just feels like we were brought right in, like we were part of the community already. So that feels wonderful. And the girls feel truly respected there as well, which is really great. And after only living here for a few days, the school had already gotten me information for all sorts of different community things. Stuff like the school's PTA. 3 days in, I got an email from the planetarium in Arlington where they have great community events, $3 for kids, $5 for adults. And I got this email 3 days after moving here. So immediately, I got these fun activities sent to my email. We didn't receive anything like that in my old neighborhood. There was no community events that the school system wanted us to know about, no fun activities with parents and kids. So immediately I felt more welcomed here than I ever truly felt in my old neighborhood. And I've been happier ever since. And to be honest, if you want to see a video that shows you a bit of what it feels like to live in Arlington, you should check out my video about Arlington being the happiest place to live, because I cannot tell you how much happier we all are since we've been here the last few weeks. It's really been amazing. We find the people we run into are happier, having happier conversations everywhere we go. Even next door is happier. A lot more positivity, people sharing resources. Seemed to be before I had to quit next door because it just was a lot of talk about picking up dog poop and things like that. So when I signed on to Nextdoor here, when I first moved here, I got like 43 welcomes. So that was really awesome to already feel like we're part of the community again. But basically, it has not been easy. It is hard. It is very expensive. I did everything I could to make this happen, and I'm proud of my girls for getting involved with their school so well, so quickly. I'm proud of myself for making this decision and making this move happen, and I couldn't be happier to have made the move to Arlington. Super excited about it. I know it was difficult for me, but I know if I can make it happen for us, you can make it happen for you too. And it's truly worth it, in my perspective. Back to the town where I grew up, where I do most of my real estate business. Super happy. School system's amazing. The parks are incredible. My daughters are so much happier. I cannot say enough good words about the decision. Just incredible feeling to be back in Arlington. If you are interested in doing the same, I will let you know too. Even if you're from out of the area, still make sure to reach out early. I have a really great referral network that I work with, so it's easy for me to find a realtor that you can trust to list and sell your home wherever you're moving from, and I can help you find the place in Arlington. I typically tend to put my clients' needs above my own. So if I could do this for us, I could definitely do it for you too. I have a lot more videos lined up about Arlington and DC area real estate, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss something that could help. Thanks for watching, take care, and I hope to see you next time.